In this video, I've got one of my favourite ever espresso martinis. It's butterscotch. Welcome back, Drinkstuff fans. As I've just said, I'm going to be showing you an espresso martini with butterscotch. But the recipe for this, for me, not kind of like the actual physical recipe, but a bit I'm going to talk you through when making it is vitally important for me when you are making espresso martinis, when you are adding a flavour to it. And that will become apparent when I'm talking you through the cocktail. Butterscotch is a weird one for me. I absolutely love the flavour, but it's not a kind of flavour that I've really worked with a lot in my career. 26 years now. It's been, you know, I can't think of a butterscotch kind of spirit. There is obviously there's toffee vodka or anything, but yeah, it's just one of those kind of weird phenomenal flavors. Normally it would get used. I've had butterscotch lattes back in the day when I could actually handle sort of lattes and that amount of milk, but you know, in the cocktail world it's not there. So I thought where best to start off with, I thought I would go kind of, I know it works with coffee, so I'll go with the coffee serve. And this, as I say, is an espresso martini. I'm not going to give the game, I haven't tried this yet, I'm not going to give the game away of why. Hang on. Stunning. Oh my God, that is absolutely stunning. And the balance of that, which there's an ingredient I'm going to talk about in a second in the recipe. There's an ingredient that just kind of makes it, absolutely makes it. And I think without that ingredient, I think the recipe is just lost, because that is, oh my God, that is amazing. Oh, that's so good. I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's dive straight into the recipe. But before we dive into the recipe, before we dive in, quick question. It's all right, hang on, quick question. What's your favourite flavoured espresso martini that you've ever had? Comment below. Right then, let's crack on and talk you through this. Now this is going to need a little bit of explaining, because if you've watched my espresso martini videos on my channel, and if you've done cocktail masterclasses, you would know with me, you'll know that I kind of preach and my go-to recipe, and it never fails, is equal measures of spirit. So whatever your spirit is, people, I'm saying that because I absolutely love brandy in my espresso martinis. But you could use rum, you could use brandy, you could use vodka. I'm going vodka here, just to appeal to the masses. So I kind of do equal measures of vodka, coffee liqueur and espresso in here. Now, the whole reason I kind of need to talk you through this, because obviously a Monin syrup is a little bit sweeter. And I've kind of got some chocolate notes going in there in a minute. So I've had to kind of play about with the ratios just slightly, just to balance it out. And I've got a very crazy ingredient that a lot of you won't have even contemplated, but it does work a treat. I do actually use it. I use it quite a bit in pina coladas, actually. So I'll talk you through the ingredients. I've just got a normal vodka, and I say normal, this one is actually a potato vodka, Spuds, good old Spuds, but normal vodka will do for this. I've got, and this is vitally important as well, I've got Mr Black Coffee Liqueur. Now, you could use Kahlua, but for me, and it's right there, I've got nothing against Kahlua, I love Kahlua, but it's the big thing that I always kind of say and preach about. For those of you that don't take sugar in your tea and coffee, you haven't got that sweeter tooth. Kahlua is sweetened, okay? It's kind of, for me, if I'm making an espresso martini with just spirit, brandy, Kahlua and espresso, that's just bordering on the sweetness levels for me. And I've got quite a sweet tooth. I don't mind admitting that, I've got quite a sweet tooth. So for me, because I'm using a syrup, and if I ever use syrups in espresso martinis, I cannot use Kahlua, because that would just make it too sweet. So, and that's not bashing the product, I love it, it's just too sweet. So Mr Black is an unsweetened, alcoholic cold brew coffee. It's just alcoholic coffee. So I've got two unsweetened things there. Obviously, we've got the sweetness going to come through from the butterscotch syrup there. I've got a chocolate liqueur, Mozart Chocolate Liqueur there. I've got my espresso, and the crazy ingredient that I'm going to use is actually a saline solution. It's just kind of salt water, if you like, and you don't need much of it. So let's stop waffling on. I just kind of need to explain that, because if you just put, for me personally, if you just put vodka, that espresso and Kahlua, it's just going to be too sweet, okay? Especially for coffee lovers, it's just going to be too sweet. So, right, let's do this. So I'm upping my ratios for this, and I'll use the other jigger, because I normally do kind of, well, I've got used to working in US ounces for this, so 60 ml and 30 ml, but for this, I'm kind of having, I've gone for 50 ml, a UK double bubble of vodka. So 50 ml of vodka, Yeah. So instead of the normal 30 that I would do, so I've gone 50 ml of that. Now I'm kind of back to the US sort of ounces of working, because I just love it. I've got used to it. It's a new thing for me over the last sort of 6 months or so. I think they balance beautifully, that kind of thing. So I'm going 30 ml of Mr Black cold brew coffee. So 50 ml, 30 ml. I'm going for 15 ml of Mr Black, Mozart chocolate. It's just like a cacao. It's not a cream liqueur, it's like a cacao. So 15 ml, half an ounce of cacao. And there, lovely chocolatey notes, chocolate in that. Now I'm going for my butterscotch. And again, I'm going 15 ml. And again, I've tried dialing this back down to 5 ml or 10 ml. You just don't get the butterscotch. So I think 15 ml is the minimum you need in there, but just be careful, as I say, otherwise it'll be too sweet. So half an ounce, 15 ml of butterscotch syrup. That's there. 2 more ingredients. Obviously, I'm going 30 ml, 1 ounce of my fresh espresso. Slightly warm, it hasn't chilled down that, but it's fine because you'll chill it down when you're shaking it, not a problem. And then the final piece of the jigsaw is this saline solution. You literally do not need much. So that's just equal amounts as well, but not equal amounts, about a quarter salt, 1 part salt, 3 parts water in there. Now I'm just going for literally about half a bar spoon, which will be about 2 or 3 ml. You don't need any more than that, I promise. But that just kind of, and any pina coladas, that just kind of works a treat. All right. So as always now, we're just going to kind of ice up and give it a good old shake down for about 10 to 12 seconds. Good half-fast shake. Right. There we go. Oh, it smells so good. I'm going for a crazy glass here. I'm going for this kind of tiki glass. Why not? Hey, why not? And then I'm just going to double strain. There we go. Oh, look at that. Double strain. Amazing. That'll do. And then just the final touches. It's just my coffee beans, 3 coffee beans. Why 3? Health, wealth and happiness. So there you go. If you want even more Monin syrups or puree inspiration, dive into one of these videos that's popping up on screen. And as always, if you like me, if you like this video, give us a big old thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss any of our future content, make sure you subscribe to the channel.